Our next story is about child labor. Which country or what kind of society comes to mind? A sweatshop in South Asia or a mine in Africa? Well, we're not talking about these tonight. We're talking about child labor in America, the United States of America. They're making child labor legal. They're passing laws to allow children to do all kinds of jobs, even serve alcohol on night shifts. They're passing bills to enable this. Why? Because the US has a shortage of labor, and children can be used as cheap labor. What about child rights? Well, it's America. They can justify anything. And they have a justification for this one too. The lawmakers say children need work experience. Can you beat that? It's as absurd and exploitative as it sounds. State after state in the US is trying to pass laws that will crush child rights. Let me explain with what happened in Iowa. The state Senate has passed a bill. It's inconspicuously called Senate File 542. It allows 14 and 15-year-olds to work 6-hour night shifts until 9 p.m. during the school year and 11 p.m. during vacations. 16 and 17-year-olds will be able to work as long as adults. And what will they be doing? Not just the usual jobs of waiting tables and babysitting. Anyone above 15 will be able to work in assembly lines. You heard that right. They'll assemble goods or pack meat. And we aren't joking about the meat. Kids will now be able to work in jobs previously banned for minors, even dangerous jobs. As long as they're part of an approved training program, they can do these jobs. So expect to see internship offers from mines and meat packing plants for children. And what happens if the child gets injured? Initially, employers were going to get complete immunity, but then there was a heated debate in the Senate. So now children will be able to seek compensation. This was one of the compromises made to bring back child labor in the state of Iowa. Of course, injury is not the only danger that children will be exposed to. 16-year-olds will now be able to serve alcohol at restaurants. Yes, by all means, let teenagers handle booze on late-night shifts. What could possibly go wrong? The bill is not law yet. For that, it must be passed by the House of Representatives. But reports say it has enough supporters, including the state's Restaurant Association, an industry association, also a grocery chain called Hy-Vee. Incidentally, this chain has been fined over $700,000 since the year 2000. What for? For over 30 labor law violations, including child labor violations. Of course, they support this law. And these are examples from just one American state. It's pretty much the same across the board. Child labor has been increasing dramatically since the pandemic. Just last year, violations increased by 37%. And what solution did American lawmakers come up with? Make it easier for companies to exploit children, to hire them, to make them work. Last month, the state of Arkansas passed a law. Companies there no longer legally are obligated to verify the age of teenage staff. Now, legally, children under 14 are not allowed to work. But now there's a new law. So they can employ preteens, and then they can say they did not know the age. In New Jersey, 16-year-olds can now work for 50 hours a week without parental or school consent. This is up from the previous 40 hours. At least 11 states in the US are trying to weaken child labor protections, many because of a labor shortage. They say they need more workers. And so they enlist children and claim that the move benefits children. It helps them learn the value of money, they say. Of course, there's also a catch. The money won't always be fair. Let's look at the state of Nebraska. The minimum wage there is $10.50 per hour. It will raise to $15 per hour by the year 2026, but not for child workers. A bill introduced in January wants minors to get lower wages. So they'll serve as cheap labor. Now put all of this together. Added working hours, lack of age verification, no restrictions on dangerous jobs, and lower wages. It shows the US is heading down a dark path where corporations will exploit children and reap profits. The land of the free is regressing into the land of free reign by corporations, a land where the rights of children be damned.